Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this week's meditation. The topic today is removing the blindfold. So, thanks for joining me. Excuse my cough. So, let's begin. As always, just bring yourself to this moment. Just become very present for where we are right now. Notice your breath. Notice that you're sitting in a chair, or if you're lying down, wherever you are, just notice your body position. Become aware of your body sensations. And particularly, just notice your breathing. No special way of breathing required, but just notice, just for a few seconds, just focus your attention on the fact that and the nature of your breathing. And I like to begin every meditation with a really simple process, which is really based on the idea that we are seeking to re-establish or become aware of our connection to that which about us is infinite, in touch with our awareness, who we really are. So as a process, I do this myself every time. I first of all think, okay, for this short time, I'm not going to worry about the past. So just set aside the past, all the things you worried about, the things you wished you'd done, your joys and regrets, all of that, just for this short time. Set it aside. Similarly, just for the short time, let go worrying about the future. Don't worry, just for this short time. The future will still be there. But for this short time that we're together, leave your concerns about the future, your hopes, your dreams, your fears, all of those things, just for now, set them aside. And in the present moment, especially, let's set aside the concepts that we have about ourselves, who I think I'm supposed to be, who I wished I am, wished I was, all the wonderful qualities that I perceive myself to have, and perhaps the terrible weaknesses that I perceive myself to have. Just for now, set them aside. No past, no future, no concept of who I am. So with these weights unburdened and set aside, bring your attention to I am. Because without past concepts in the future, you are still here. What about you is still here. what's still here beneath. It's not really beneath, but often beneath is a good way to think about it. Beneath the past, present, and concepts of myself and the world, there is still an I amness. I am. I'm aware that I exist. So let's sit with that. Let's go there right now. I am. And when we sit with this I amness, it becomes clear that there is a somethingness about our existence. We are aware that we exist. Beneath the information provided to our neurology from our eyes and ears and nose and voice and thinking, underneath all that, there is a silent awareness that I am. And if we seek to find the location of this I amness in our body, we recognize that it doesn't exist in our body. Is your awareness that you are, that you exist in your big toe, in your knee, in your tummy, in your heart, in your brain. If you go hunting for this awareness that I am, there is no location. Why? Because your mind and body actually exist within your awareness. Your awareness has no edges. Try to find the edges of your awareness. Is it the room? Is it your home? Is it your town? You notice how, as you consider each one, your awareness expands to embrace the room, the home, the town, the state, the country, our planet, our solar system. If you pour awareness into the edges, it continues to expand. You're not your mind and body. You are primarily the awareness within which your mind and body dwell. And as we expand to the edges of our awareness, which actually has no edge, if you just pause for a moment, there is a sense of presence, an isness about awareness. Why? Because we arise from the field of awareness that I'm comfortable calling God, but whatever you want to call the unnameable, difficult, impossible to describe field of awareness. There is no separation between your awareness and the awareness from which you arise. You are that awareness. So what is the blindfold we need to remove? We and our world, everyone in the world. Well, almost everyone. What is the blindfold? There are many blindfolds, but I think the way I'd like to describe the fundamental blindfold we need to remove is blindfold the illusion that we are separate from each other. That this is not a physical blindfold. In fact, with eyes open, many, many of us in the world look at nature, at each other, at the goings on in the world, and it feels separate from who I am. This is an illusion. Now, it's important, I think, to understand that an illusion exists in the sense that if you're walking along a trail and there's something long lying across the path, the first impression, particularly if you're an Australian, would be there's a snake on the path. But little by little, as you get closer, you may well find that actually, it's a piece of rope. So something exists that is lying across the path. But the illusion is that it was a snake. It was the inaccurate interpretation of the information. That's the illusion. So we look at the world, and particularly let's focus on other humans. We look at other humans and we embrace the blindfold of the illusion that we are separate from other people. But if we all arise from the one consciousness, the one awareness, we are the edgeless awareness, each one. Our mind and bodies are the activity of consciousness, the activity of God. The illusion, the blindfold, is that we are fundamentally material and that we are separate from the nature that we inhabit and from other humans. Of course, we have something of a unique physical appearance, even a unique, perhaps, sense of humor or way of articulating or language or color or whatever there is. We carry characteristics. But these are the characteristics of awareness, the activity of awareness. It is a blindfold, an illusion that we are separate from others and the world. And of course, this illusion, this blindfold, is the apparent cause of so much of the tragedy war, devastation, hatred, separation that fills our world. What is the value of meditation? Meditation has lots of values, but one of them is to help us, perhaps little by little, to remove the illusion that we are separate from the awareness that has created, does create, continues to create all that is. If it's true that we are the activity of consciousness, we are not separate from each other. We cannot be separate. The blindfold is the illusion that we are. And we arm ourselves with this illusion and have caused each other so much pain and suffering. If you look at the environment and at nature, go to a forest, right? The forest is filled with trees. Each tree is distinguishable. But there is no illusion if we look closely. There's no illusion that these trees stand independent of the forest because it's so nakedly obvious that the trees depend on the earth for a place for their roots to be, for the nourishment that allows them to exist. If we pause, we have no doubt about the interconnectedness of everything in nature. We, humans, who are part of nature, part of the activity of consciousness, are absolutely interdependent. We cannot exist without each other and nature. So as always, you can feel free to turn off the recording and just sit with this for as long as you would like. Just sit with, allow the experience of being absolutely interdependent. Allow the feeling, the experience of no separation. Start with nature. Just contemplate nature, whichever part of nature you find most beautiful. Sit with how much that beautiful element of nature is dependent on everything else in nature. No flower, no leaf, no kangaroo, no bug, no drop of water exists independently. They cannot. So too, we cannot. We hold the illusion that we can. That illusion will cause us not to exist in this physical form unless we recognize to the core how deeply interdependent we are. That's our real freedom. So sit with that. Just sit with that. And when you're ready and there's no rush, you want to sit longer, just turn off the recording. Sit with that. And when you're ready, bring yourself back to this moment, the feeling of being in a chair or on the bed or on the floor, whatever you are doing. But carry this sense of our deeply, deeply held interconnectedness, not just with everything on the planet or through the solar system or the universe, but with the field of awareness, the very God from which we arise and of which we are part. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great week. Take care.